Hello and welcome to yet another exciting installment of the big interview here on SportsTownChicago.com. Dr. Pete alongside Kyle Griffin. On the line, we have a huge Disney Channel pop star. He is starring as Christopher Wilde, Hollywood's biggest teen pop sensation at the Disney Channel original movie Starstruck airs this Sunday. He also stars as Chad Dillon Cooper in the Disney hit series Sunny with a Chance. Other television credits include guest starring roles on The Closer, Grey's Anatomy, and Hannah Montana. He was starring in the blockbuster Noon Line Warner Brothers film 17 again, opposite Zac Efron, Matthew Perry, and Leslie Mann. On stage, he has starred in Houston productions of On the Golden Pond, Lost in Yonkers, Bye Bye Birdie, and Mad Adventures of Mr. Toad. Born March 5th, 1989 in Houston, Texas, he enjoys playing the guitar, golfing, and snowboarding. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, Sterling Knight.
I don't even need to be here after that. Are you kidding? Jeez, that was the quickest, most elaborate introduction I've ever heard.
What works?
I think that's almost every single bit of information on the internet about me in 30 seconds or less.
The only thing I couldn't find is if you have a middle name or not.
Oh, no. That's a new addition to the internet.
Yeah. Do you have one?
I do, and it's interesting, and you're not going to believe me when I say this, although if I keep saying it, maybe people will start to believe me. My middle name is Sandman.
Really?
Really.
I believe it.
Well, you're the first. So.
It's one of those things where I've known so many people with, not to say yours is off the wall, but
it's pretty weird. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of Mr. Sandman from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out when we were kids. But
exactly.
Can I ask where the origination of it is, or?
It's a family name. It's not spelled the way it sounds.
Okay.
It's German. It's technically pronounced Sandman. There's two N's at the end. That's a really long explanation. I think most people just get a kick out of Sandman. So.
Okay. Wow.
It's a family name.
It's acceptable. Wow, man, mine's like Eric.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I would prefer Eric sometimes.
Okay.
Especially as a young child. Sandman, your name's Sandman? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, if ever you got in a fight, be like, I'll knock you out and send you there. Yeah.
I'll bring you some dreams.
There you go. There you go. Sending this again. We have Sterling Knight on the line. Starstruck coming out this Sunday. Soundtrack was available on the 9th. Kyle, question.
All right, Sterling. What was your favorite role to play out of your most recent films and shows?
Honestly, probably Chad on Sunny with a Chance. I know that's not the answer anyone wants to hear, but he's just really fun. I mean,
yeah.
he's quite a jerk.
Yeah.
And it's nice being able to just have no consequences and be that much of an expletive to people.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Sterling, let me piggyback that again. You're also on the sub show Mackenzie Falls, which I think is an amazing concept. But one thing that we often talk about in the world of sports, and a big thing here in Chicago is professional wrestling, and we always, there's always the joke. It's harder to be a quote unquote villain than it is a good guy, but for everybody I talk to that is a villain, they just eat it up. Do you think it's harder to be, the most hated guy on the Disney Channel network?
Honestly, I think it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. But like you said, I relish in it just because, it's so much fun. I legitimately had a little girl come up to me on the street one day and tell me to stop being so mean to Sunny and the cast of So Random. Which I thought was wonderful. It's also nice when you hear, hey, so when does Mackenzie Falls come on? And I'm like, it's on right after So Random on Wednesdays.
Yeah, there you go.
And
yeah.
Most people don't really get it. I find it so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, because I try and be as nice a person as I can in real life.
Yeah.
So to have that drastic change in persona and, just say horrible things to people with no consequences is kind of fun.
Oh yeah, it's enjoyable watching. Again, Sterling Knight on the line. Kyle.
All right. So, what role of yours is most like you in real life?
Definitely Alex in 17 Again.
Okay.
The nerd and the dork. That was me to a T. It was funny when I booked the role. I was literally just coming out of that exact phase in my life, and
wow.
kind of, that kind of awkward phase where you haven't quite figured it out yet of like when to keep your mouth shut and when to say what. So it was interesting. I was just coming out of that, so it was really easy for me to remember what I used to act like.
Yeah.
Which was that, pretty much.
That's awesome. We have a listener that wrote in a question for us. Miranda wants to know, you've done a lot of great things with the Disney Channel, especially Friends for Change. What's it like taking that and all the interactions you have with other Disney Channel stars and then bringing that to this new Starstruck movie coming out?
I mean, it's fun. I always love it when we can all get together. I mean, that's the great thing about working for Disney is that it really is like one big family, as cheesy and Mickey Mouse as that is to say. But I've known Chelsea Staub for, like 6 years now or something like that.
Okay.
Before any of us were really doing anything. And I've known Brandon for almost 3 years now since we did the pilot.
Yeah.
So to work with friends is always fun. It's always a pleasure, and I don't know, man. It makes life and work easier a little bit. You have someone that you know how to communicate with already.
Yeah, that's great. Kyle, next question for Sterling on the line. Starstruck coming out this Sunday.
Okay, speaking of enjoying life and stuff like that, you're a fan of snowboarding. Do you watch like the X Games and stuff like that? And what are you a fan of Shaun White? Anything like that in the Olympics?
Flying Tomato? Are you kidding? That guy is a freak of nature. Only Shaun White can demolish people in his hobby. You know what I mean? Like, not only was he a snowboarding prodigy since I think it was like age 12, in his free time he likes to skateboard, and he goes and wins medals in that. Like, I don't know what is wrong with this guy and that hit that he took. Like, dear God.
Yeah, Kyle was just talking.
Crazy.
Yeah, Kyle and I were just talking about that beforehand, and the fact that he still won gold.
Yeah, he's a machine. He cannot be touched. Shaun, if you ever hear this, I love you and your flowing red locks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, Sterling Knight on the line. Sterling, Kyle's got one more question for you before I jump to the 3 quickfire hot seats.
Okay, so we were.
Means I got 3 more answers with the way I ramble.
That's awesome. Kyle, go for it, buddy.
All right. So we were trying to look you up on Twitter, see what was going on with that. Which one is your real Twitter? Since we found 3 different ones.
All right. Okay. This whole Twitter thing, it's ridiculous. First of all, let me say I kind of despise Twitter. That's answer number 1.
All right.
Answer number 2.
I'm right there with you.
I preluded my ramble.
No, that's fine.
I knew it was coming. No, my official Twitter is S_Knight05.
Okay.
As lame a name as that is, it suits me. But I'm probably one of the lamest people to follow. I'm never on there. And when I do tweet or twit, or I don't know, there's like a new vernacular that comes along with this thing. I don't get it. Someone needs to teach a college course on Twitter vocabulary.
Yeah, I agree. But
I very rarely tweet or whatever it is, and it's usually about some sort of sporting event. So unless you like hearing me talk about the Lakers or the Longhorns, it's kind of rare for me to say anything else.
Yeah, wouldn't be turned down here, don't worry. Again, Sterling Knight Online, Starstruck coming out this Sunday. Now it is time, Sterling, the 3 quick-fire final questions on the show here. Question number 1, do you have a nickname, and what is it?
My nickname as a child was Stir Fry.
Stir Fry, that's awesome. Question number
I like Stir Fry, and I'm pretty tiny, so that's how that came
understandable. Question number 2 on the hot seat, the number 1 movie, Sterling, that makes you cry.
The Notebook, every time.
Tearjerker, love it. Number 3, final question on the hot seat. Sterling Knight comes out this weekend. Starstruck. Make sure you tune in Disney Channel. Who would win in a fight, Sterling? A lion or a gorilla?
Oh, gorilla.
Love it. That's a man.
Opposable thumbs. You can't touch that.
Yes, that's my favorite response. The thumbs. Love it. Sterling, we want to thank you so much for your time here. We wish you all the success with your career and especially Starstruck this Sunday. And I hope to talk to you again soon, bud.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sterling Knight from Disney Channel's Sunny with a Chance, also Mackenzie Falls, the sub-show of that, and this Sunday, Starstruck comes out on the Disney Channel. For Kyle Griffin, Dr. Pete, you're listening to SportsSoundChicago.com.